Kandarian camera. We're back at Universal Orlando for Halloween Horror Nights with an old TV camera. Starting that out with Fallout. That was about what I expected in terms of just kind of being the show. Probably didn't need to use my express pass that early in the night, but I did, so probably not going to go back to that one either way, so not a big loss.
Over there.
So after Fallout being I kind of figured it wasn't going to be very good. Went back through Jason Universe, and again, that would be old smile on my face from that one. That might be my favorite. I think it could be hard to beat for number one. And one of the Jasons actually really got me this time. I think this is just relentless. And on the other plus side, not on plus, but it actually feels like Halloween Horror Nights this time because it's starting to rain. It's like, am I actually going to get through Halloween Horror Nights without getting drenched?
They control every stroke of my brush, galloping pelada, forcing the evil onto the canvas.
Spooky piss number one. I quit doing that joke after Epic, and I feel like I need to bring it back. Someone on Dolls, Let's Play Dead, and I was pleasantly surprised with that one. I didn't really have high hopes for it, just the concept, but I actually really liked the execution on that one. It doesn't hurt, I was just hanging out with my nephew for like a week, who's into all like that kind of stuff, like building, random things out of cardboard boxes and whatever. Not quite as sinister as that, but just kind of reminded me of some of the art things he's been working on, so it was kind of fitting.
Oh, great. We're not sitting still yet. He's front joint.
I know we're by The Simpsons, but damn is she yellow. Alright, not super impressed with Hatchet and Chains. It's probably one of my least favorite things in Slaughter Cinema last year. And I just don't think it made a very good house. I think having it over here in the tents kind of limited it even more than it needed to be. Like, it was way too kind of cramped for the story they were trying to tell. Not that I want them to use the soundstage for it, but I think if they use the soundstage, they could have told a more immersive story. Kind of like that, whatever that fishing village one they did years ago, where you could like see the whole town kind of thing. It needed to be that. It didn't need to be like super cramped and intense. And for something named after Hatchet and Chains, I sure didn't see a whole lot of them. There's a lot of demons, not so much of the main characters. Still so not used to using physical media. Like I completely forgot to rewind the first cassette I had in here. Thank goodness I have a bunch more. But like I'm not used to having to track the physical tape time versus the battery time and things like that. And then I tried to do it and I started like cleaning the tape instead of recording. So hopefully I should get all this and not run into too many more issues. It came to life. Good for him. Really no purpose in doing an obligatory pre-wet path Terrifier video for this. Already kind of water soaked. Alright, I'm a little behind. Grave of Flesh was actually pretty good. A couple scares got me. Kind of felt similarly paced to the Jason one a little bit, where there was a lot of things happening one after the other. And then went back to the Terrifier. Both that and Grave of Flesh were running really slow, which was great because I actually got to appreciate the house more. And then intentionally went through the water on the wet path because you can avoid the water on the wet path. So I made sure that I actually got wet. Which I don't think you can see in night vision either, but trust me. Okay, so I intentionally went through the water on that one. So I actually ended up getting pretty wet. Did they say spooky piss or scary piss last time? I think it was spooky. Number 2. Like, not piss, but the second one.
storm builds outside, you bravely decide to enter a dark, decrepit house. Once inside, you soon find the most dreadful of welcoming parties is now underway. Welcome to the house of fun. Now welcome of age. Welcome to the house of fun. Welcome to the lion's den. Temptations on its way. Welcome to the house of fun.
So I forgot to update for a minute. Five Nights at Freddy's, still maybe not a property that I'm super big on. I actually rewatched the movie between last time and now, and forgot that I really didn't like that movie at all. And probably everything positive I attributed to it was me misremembering and thinking about Willy's Wonderland. But that house is really well executed. I love they were able to kind of create all those puppets. Henson Studios doing that or whatever. Very impressive. So, I mean, that one gets high marks for execution, even on something I don't normally care about. I feel like Horrors of the White Six is the exact opposite. It is something that, like, I think, I don't know, something I don't care that much about, wrestling and those characters in particular. And then it just isn't made better, you know, it's like not, if you're not a fan, I don't think it's going to do anything for you. My understanding with wrestling is that it's probably a lot of, it's just storylines that don't have to make a whole lot of sense, don't have to have a whole lot of deep lore, and I think that's what's going on there. So going through this time, I was like, well, you know, it's a guy who died, and there's a band of people that are kind of like related to that. So I was trying to like think something I care about, like, you know, the band Guar, if it was a odorous, humongous Dave Rocky house, and it was the rest of the band popping out at you, and then like tributes to Odorous throughout it.
I cannot resist.
You know, would that be better?
No puedo resistirlos.
And I think the answer is yes, but I think the answer is yes because Guar, in their show, kills people. Yes, it's fake and goofy and whatever, but like, it is still that kind of horror. I like I said, I don't know enough about the YA6, but I assume they're not going and, murdering people in the ring, and those people in the ring never come back ever again because they were murdered in the storyline, right? Even if I try to tie it to something similar that I like, I can't connect the dots. Every time I go chill for a little bit, I keep coming back to the Simpsons area just because I'm so happy the clowns are back. I don't know if they've got the non-chainsaws just because the Lagoon show was just going off or what, but it is very cool that they are back. One thing that's interesting is I think this is more lit now than it was for annual pass holder night, because I feel like I got some really creepy footage of Krusty's head here back on AP night with the same camera, and it just looks overlit right now. Probably need it for like safety because there's probably a lot more people here than there were that night. Could be wrong, but I don't know. Doesn't have the same effects tonight. I went back through Gulkin, second time total, first time on this trip, and I get it now. There's one scene where the kid's screaming because their parents were killed. That's it. That's Macaulay Culkin because they're home alone now. That is a stupid, stupid joke. And just for reference, it's just shy of 10 o'clock, and I've done all but one house right now. Jason I did without Express, but basically with Stay and Scream. So you kind of count that a little differently. Let's see. I stopped and watched most of the Lagoon show. And I kind of dawdled in some of the scare zones for a little bit. So overall with Express, I mean, it is a weird day. It's like a Tuesday night. I think it's like the only Tuesday night they have. But you get a lot done.
And I'm in a blind pit. Start re-theming that area to Florida, specifically like Panama City, every single Halloween. Then you replace the Death Eaters with Meth Eaters, and you could probably get a lot of actors for really cheap.
definitely enjoyed it a lot better this time, having not waited very long at all, honestly. Last time was such a long wait, it just kind of made it suck. But I got a lot more story this time. Got to enjoy all the effects. Didn't go through super slow, but it was slow enough that I think I got most of the scares. So that really helped kind of improve the quality of the whole thing for me. So that house definitely moves up in my rankings. So that's it. It's a little after 10:30. I've done all the houses. I used Express on everything except for Jason Universe. So that's probably going to be happening a little later tonight, just so I can use that up and get to experience that one again. But yeah, I may go through some of the other ones without Express as lines die down.
I always hated cats. I'm more of a dog person.
I have 9 lives. There's no need to worry, my babies. I always land on my feet. Yes, I hear you, Marcus. Yes, I hear you too, my beautiful Gwendolyn. Stop that fighting, Brutus. Leave Timberlina alone. She is not in the mood. Get down from there. No, get back into your cat bed. The children will come to you. Don't you worry, Pumpkin, they're gonna get herbs dried and bitter. Oh, fur from a fallen friend. And a stalk of cattails and a pinch just a bit.
Got the Crystal Lake coffee, if for nothing else, and the irony of a Friday the 13th drink having alcohol that's named after the camp. So I'll probably die later. Alright, so it's bums because I can't eat the Jason s'more because it has something I'm allergic to in it. But this is great. Like, I thought it was a hot coffee, so I was kind of like, why would I get that? But it's cold, so that makes it way better. Maybe if I drink enough of it, my back won't hurt so much. Back in the car,
My spine is killing me. I cannot wait to get to the hotel, and I'm so glad I don't have to drive all the way back to Jacksonville tonight.
Oh, it's good when you come back from a high-octane night at Halloween Horror Nights to the soothing sounds of the Cannibal Holocaust theme.
Alright, so I screwed up. It's been almost a month. Actually, I think it's been more than a month since I was at Halloween Horror Nights, and I completely slacked at doing this video. And what's worse is it's been sitting pretty much edited except for me doing my house rankings, and I ran out of time before I had to go on a trip, and then I was so busy ever since then, I have not had a chance to finish it. So finally, we could do the Scare Zone and house rankings and wrap this thing up. So really, beyond the scare zones, there were the two like experiences. They weren't scare zones, they weren't not scare zones. There were Club Horror and there was Mel's Dying Zombies. If I'm going to rank those against each other, Club Horror definitely the bottom, Mel's Zombies above that. Honestly, my second go through with Mel's, the second time I went this time, was a lot better than the first time. Felt more populated, more interactive, more like it was in its groove. Club Horror, just not my vibe, but it seems like they've almost used it now as just a platform for Art to dance around in, and that kind of works, especially since he was getting kind of mobbed elsewhere. In terms of the actual scare zones, for number 4, I'm going to say Origins of Horror. This first scare zone in the park always tends to be the weakest because it's really just an advertisement for everything else that's in the park. But I will say this is one of the better years of it. The birds on stilts or whatever, even though I didn't get to see them this time because of the rain. I saw them the first time, they were cool. The gargoyles are very cool. And, you know, for what it is, for kind of being an intro area, I thought it was fun. Number 3, I'm going to give to Masquerade. This one I feel like could have been one of the really good ones, but it was held back, I think mostly for me because of the music. Especially the second go through, there were a lot of scare actors. It was jam-packed full of scare actors. The stages were going, the little float thing in the middle was cool. But the music was like trying to be fitting with the overall vibe of things in terms of the Masquerade. But I think we need a little more like Masked Ball from Eyes Wide Shut versus the like, you know, happy, light, fluffy Victorian music or whatever they were playing through there. I just need a little bit more grit for what was going on. The music just clashed with the visuals a lot of the time. And I think you could have done some cool, like, dark orchestral music or something with a little bit more weight to it to really kind of sell what was going on. Number 2, I'll give to Mutation, Toxic 20s. Really like this area. Again, lots of scare actors, very populated, very fun. You know, they always go all out with the New York area. There's a lot of room to play around with. It always feels right when they are doing something that feels like it works in the New York City streets. Even though I think some of the little stages they built felt a little weird in places, particularly the one that was like the door, like the back door of the theater or whatever it was. You know, the other little like facades felt like they were, you know, booths on the street or things you would see. And this was like, almost like it should have been pushed up against the buildings, but it couldn't be because those buildings have a purpose and have a function, people going in and out of them. But it was just kind of in a weird spot where it was like not the thing it was supposed to be. But I mean, beyond that minor complaint, it was a very fun area. I liked the projections as well. A lot of fun. And then that leaves number 1. I knew it was going to be my favorite before I even saw it in actual nighttime. But Cat Lady of Crooked Lane, I love that it basically told a story from one end to the other. I like they expanded this scare zone beyond the normal track that is on. It's also one of the darkest scare zones, but by putting all the pumpkins up and I don't know, just the way it kind of weaved through and everything, I felt like you didn't lose as much in the dark as you do in some of the other years. And the house at the end, the kind of show that went on, I thought that was a really fun, unique thing to do that they really haven't used in this space before. So I really hope they keep this expanded version of the Central Park, is that what that is? That scare zone. I hope they keep doing it like that for years to come. I think with the houses, I kind of already gave my opinions throughout this video and the previous one, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm just going to blow through these rankings and just kind of give you my overall impression. So, number 10, Fallout. Number 9, Hatchet and Chains. Number 8, WWE YS6. Number 7, Five Nights at Freddy's. And honestly, even I'm kind of surprised I put Five Nights as low as I did. I think mostly because I don't care for the property so much. But like from here on up, everything else I really enjoyed. So Five Nights and up is pretty good with me. Number 6, Dolls. I was confused for a minute. The autocorrect on my phone has this changed to Elvira Artista. This is an Elvira house, that would have been cool. But El Artista, number 5. Number 4, Terrifier. Number 3, Grave of Flesh.
I wish I had a chance to go on this one a second time because I feel like I've seen a lot of people saying they don't like Grave of Flesh, and I had a blast going through it, so I don't know if I'm just crazy or if I had a very, very good run when I went through, but I really liked it. Number 2, Gulkin, and number 1, Jason Universe. That was just a treat for a Jason fan, I think. So yeah, those are my rankings. I was really hoping I was going to get to go to Halloween Horror Nights again, but at this point it is just over a week before Halloween, and I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to be happy that I got to go twice. I've never gone twice in 1 year, so it's a record for me anyway. And I had a blast both times. So I got a lot done on opening weekend without Express, and I got everything done on mid-September weekday with Express. So either way, worked out well for me. You know, I know it's, unfortunately, there are certain things with Halloween Horror Nights that are just built in, and that includes a lot of crowds and a lot of people and long waits. But for me, it continues to be worth it, and if it's ever not worth it, I'll stop going, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. But that'll do it for this one. I will be back soon. I have a Howlow Scream Tampa video filmed, and it's going to take a minute to edit, but I'm going to try to have it done before Halloween. So hopefully I will see you there. Later.